Hey guys, Auspicious Aussie here, and these are the rules for the Celtic Scottish Players Only series. If you'd like to have a bit more of an in-depth read-through, I would recommend pausing the video here, reading through the rules. If you're pretty familiar with the series, you will have obviously seen the much longer intro that has been in the lead up to these episodes. So maybe go back and check out the longer intro where I sort of go through them in a bit more detail. And then we also have the goals of the series here as well. As you can see, they're currently in red, and every time we check off a goal of the series, the red text will turn to green text, and that will symbolize the goal has been completed. Anyways, hope you guys enjoy the episode. Don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Welcome to episode 13 of the Celtic Scottish Players Only series. Now, today's episode, as you can tell by the title, we have the chance to win the Scottish Premiership in our next game here against Motherwell. Obviously, we have 3 games remaining. We've got Motherwell, Hearts, and Rangers in the last game of the Premiership. And basically, I think we need 2 points. So a win here today, 2 draws, or a win at some other stage, or a potential loss for Rangers, a loss of points. We'll say loss of points. But yeah, we have a chance to win at home, Celtic Park, against Motherwell. We'll play this game. If we win this game and obviously win the league, we will skip forward ahead to the end of the season. Basically, next episode is going to be the Scottish Cup final. As you can see, we are drawn against Hearts. Going to be a relatively exciting game. Again, another chance for us to get a piece of silverware. But yeah, we've got the chance to do the double. We'll get into the lineup. We'll just go over the recent fixtures, of course. The last episode was the Rangers and Motherwell games. We then went into the Scottish Cup semi-final. We smashed Kilmarnock 5-0. Armstrong, McGregor, McShane, Christie, and Henderson, 5 different goal scorers, getting us the win there at Hampden Park, putting us into the final. We then managed a 0-0 draw against Hibernian. Not a great game, as you can see, the strikers really not performing too well. Griffiths finally back from injury, which is great, although we have sustained a couple more injuries as well. And then the most recent game played was a 2-1 victory away against Aberdeen. Ferguson getting a goal back for us to bring it to 1-1. And then in the 91st minute, Armstrong scoring a goal in stoppage time to get us the win there. And like I said, it's essentially put us into prime position to win the league, win the Premiership, and really get our first trophy of the series. Yeah, let's get into the lineup. I'm going to go with a bit of an interesting lineup today. We're going to go with Bain in goals. Kerr, Hendry, and McKenna will be the starting centre-backs. As you can see, Sutar picked up an injury. He's going to be out for another 11 days. Hopefully, he'll be back for the Scottish Cup final. That would be ideal. But yeah, the other injury we have is McGregor. And he picked up a pretty bad one. He's going to be out for another 5 weeks. So, not great there. But we obviously have the replacements in order. Anyway, ahead of those two, we've got Douglas as the left wing back. Forrest is going to come in as the right wing back. Lacking a little bit of match fitness, but I think he can do a good enough job here today. The midfield trio, we brought Scott Brown in. It's a pretty, special game, winning, I think, maybe the 9th league in a row, 9th premiership in a row, I think. Something like that. We can check it in a second. Yeah, so Scott Brown comes in as the captain. We then got Armstrong and Ferguson partnering him in our midfield trio. And then up front, we're going to go with Griffiths and Christie. The bench is going to be Gordon, Wilson, Taylor, O'Donnell, Dane Murray, Henderson, and Johnston. So here we go. Chance to win the league, win the Premiership. I mean, I was hoping that it would come down to the final game against Rangers. But we've been playing so well recently that, we've set ourselves up with a decent enough gap at the top to not have to rely on those games. Although, Motherwell coming forward here in the first 20 seconds, or 30 seconds of the game. Really good save by Bain there. And I hope that's not a sign of things to come. We will do the Hearts game next if, for some reason, we don't pick up enough points in this game. But like I said, I'm hoping to wrap the league up here. Rangers have just taken the lead in their game, which is not great. And now Long is in behind again. Luckily for us, he shoots his one-on-one chance straight at the goalkeeper. All right, we have a corner. Douglas swings it in. And that's going to be a penalty. And it will be Lee Griffiths to take it. Probably not in the best form for him to be taking a penalty. And he misses it terribly. That was a horrible penalty. He really hasn't been the same player since he's come back from that injury. And as I say that, he scores a goal. Okay, perfect. We are 1-0 up. Griffiths off the corner. Barry Douglas swung it into the box, as you can see here. And yeah, Griffiths in between two Motherwell players, hitting the top of the post, or the bottom of the post, sorry, and rebounding it down into the goal. Just as I was saying that he's not been the same player. Gets, I think it was his 42nd goal of the season. This is a dangerous ball. Long in behind again. Luckily for us, this time I think he's offside. Yeah, there we go. We take a 1-0 lead into half-time. I am happy with that performance so far. Not ideal by any stretch of the imagination. There are a few bad performers out there. Christie, Brown. They're both playing pretty terribly today. We might actually take him off. I think Dane Murray can come on for Scott Brown. And then Johnston can come on for Christie there as well. Make a nice little double change. Looks like we've started to dominate a little bit more. We're up to 20 shots with 8 on target. Douglas with a 7.1. Forrest on a 7. Relatively good. I mean, not a very exciting game by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, we're about to hit full time here, and it's been relatively quick. I mean, Long had 3 one-on-one chances for Motherwell, and there we go. We lift the Scottish Premiership. A 1-0 victory. Not the prettiest of performances by, like I said, any stretch of the imagination, but we have done it. We are champions of Scotland in our first season. First time of asking. That's exactly what we needed. And that's really good stuff. Go into the messages here. So there we go. 9th straight Scottish Premiership title. Just under 60,000 at Celtic Park there. Douglas, man of the match. And there we go. We have won the Scottish Premiership title. Qualifying for the Champions League, of course, by finishing in first. Get the initial budgets from the board. 725k per week in wages. And just over 61 mil in transfer budget. There we go. Obviously, the dominance remains intact. And there are the medal winners for our team. A couple of young players in there. Of course, Murray, 16. We then got McShane, who played a few games. Even Ferguson Williams coming off the bench in a game. I guess he picks up a medal. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is skip forward. I'm going to play the 2 games off camera. We'll play Hearts and Rangers. I'm probably just going to play rotated teams. Maybe give some of the actual youth players in the reserves some game time. McShane will probably get a game as well. And yeah, I'll join you back after the Rangers game, and we'll just do a little bit of a squad review. And obviously I'll go over those 2 fixtures in a little bit of detail as well. All right, so let's go over the last two games of the season, of the Premiership anyway. The first game was a loss against Hearts. Of course, we are going to be versing them in the next episode for the Scottish Cup final. As you can see, they beat us 3-2 here. They opened the scoring in the 9th minute. We got a goal back through Scott Brown, his first goal of the season as well, in the 40th minute. A minute later, they got a second goal, to bring it to 2-1. Unfortunately, they actually went 3-1 up, so it made it a very difficult task for, a few youth players. We actually played Angelini, the goalkeeper, 16 years old. We also played Ramsey, the 16-year-old right wing back. So he started the game there as well. Played a pretty bad game at that. Went up to a 6.7, but I think at one stage he was at a 6. And I think he was at fault for one or two of the goals. And the other player, of course, Dane Murray, playing in there as well. Still really, really improving, which is good to see, but another 16-year-old. So that's 3 16-year-olds. And then we also had McShane in there, the 17-year-old. He's actually played really well, and as you can see, he is starting to improve a little bit. So I'm actually relatively happy about him. We also had one more player come in off the bench, and that was Erhahen. Yeah, we'll go with Erhahen. No idea how to pronounce his name correctly at all. But he came in off the bench as well. He was a little bit fatigued. I was going to start with him, but I played Scott Brown instead. And he didn't play too badly when called upon as well. He's 19. So he got his debut there as well. And then, of course, the final game of the Premiership, the Championship group, we smashed Rangers 6-2. Again, pretty much playing all these youth players. This time we actually went with more youth players to an extent. As you can see, Erhahen got a start there. So did Murray, and again, Ramsey and Angelini in goals. So, yeah, we managed to score 6 goals. Griffiths with a hat-trick, which is really good to see, back to form. Hopefully, he'll score a few goals in the next episode as well. But then we also have McShane on the score sheet. I actually want to show you McShane's goal. I think it was this goal, but it was really nice. Or was this... Actually, this might have been... No, this might not have been the goal that I thought it was. No, this isn't. This was just, unfortunately, a blunder. I think didn't he score in this game as well? I forgot to go over. Yeah, he scored in this game as well. To bring it back to 3-2. And this goal here is pretty incredible. It was a nice goal. A really nice goal. As you can see, Hendry bringing it up from the back. Erhahen. And then a really nice finish from McShane there. It's going to be really hard to say Erhahen's name. Going to have to get used to it. Anyway. Yeah, 6-2 victory over Rangers to finish off the season. As you can see, that's the league table. We've got a relegation playoff still yet to play. But as you can see, we're 10 points above them. 95 points for us. Second place Rangers on 85 points. And I mean, to be honest, throughout the season, if you have a look at the league position up here, we were first pretty much within the first few weeks. Stayed first. Dropped down, up, down, first and second. And then for pretty much a third of the season, we were in second place. All the way up to there. And then we got back into first. And then from that point, we really didn't look back. And we played pretty amazing football from that point. I believe that might... This time around here might have been when the Scottish League Cup final was. When we actually lost to Rangers. And then that sort of turned our season around a little bit in the league. Anyway, let's go over the player review. Bit of a squad review. I just want to jump into selection info. Sort by average rating. Of course, apparently the best player of the season was Erhahen. Even though we played 2 games, 1 start, 1 sub. But yeah, Jamie McShane. Of course, come from the youth intake this season. 8 games played with 4 goals, 2 assists, 7.6 average rating for the games played. But then the real top performer for the season. Barry Douglas, of course, we brought him in from Leeds. 5.25 mil, a very expensive transfer. 25 starts with 12 sub-appearances. He got 8 goals with 17 assists. Incredible stuff there. But obviously, your wing-backs, you sort of expect them to get assists and goals to a certain extent as well. But a 7.48 average rating for that many games played, I think is pretty incredible. Up next, of course, Lee Griffiths. Probably the best player of the season, in my opinion. 53 starts, 5 sub-appearances for him. 45 goals for this season. He also had 10 assists there as well. 7.46 average rating for the season. Just behind him, we have Greg Taylor. 39 starts with 7 sub-appearances, with 12 goals, 16 assists for him. It's only 1 assist behind his left wing-back partner. 7.36 average rating for the season there as well. Behind him, we have on loan Stuart Armstrong. It's so tough. I really would love to purchase him, but 15 mil is a lot of money. Just over 15 mil. He's also 28. He's not getting any younger. We've got midfielders. We've got midfielders. I don't know. We don't really need him. But behind him, we have O'Donnell, who had a really good season. Primarily the starting right wing back, of course. 40 starts, 5 sub-appearances, 4 goals, 14 assists for him as well. A little bit lower than the 2 left wing backs, but that's perfectly fine. Still contributed quite a bit. And he got a 7.27 average rating for the season. Behind him, we have Christie, of course, the starting striker alongside Griffiths, and he got 27 goals and 7 assists in 46 starts, with 7.23 average rating for himself over the season. We then have Lewis Ferguson, of course, the young central midfielder. 13 goals from midfield, playing the box-to-box midfielder role in 42 starts. Only 3 assists for him, which is a little bit weird for a centre mid, but yeah, 7.2 or 7.20 average rating for the season. Just below him, we have Suter, of course, probably our best centre-back. And as you can see, he is our best centre-back by average rating. 7.13 for him. 3 goals in 47 starts. We then have Henderson, getting 6 goals, 3 assists in 28 starts, with 13 sub-appearances there as well, and a 7.12 average rating. We then have a couple of our other centre-backs. We've got Jason Kerr and Scott McKenna, getting relatively similar average ratings. We've got 7.11 for Kerr and a 7.09 for McKenna. Just below them, we've got another 2 players. We've got McGregor with 4 goals, 10 assists in 51 starts. Obviously, the roaming playmaker getting quite a few assists there. 10's not a bad number. 7.08 average rating for the season. And finally, Jack Hendry, the last player we will go over. Actually, we'll go over Bain as well, but yeah, Hendry getting himself 3 goals, 2 assists, 53 starts for Jack Hendry, and a 7.05 average rating for the season as well. Great effort. And he's actually developed pretty nicely as well as that sort of central defender on cover in the middle of our centre-back trio. It's done really well. Didn't really expect too much from him. He was sort of just a bit of a... Well, I thought he was going to be a bit of a bit part player, sort of just a backup for us once I started bringing in the other centre-backs. But he really's just done a job and sort of become that rock, starting pretty much every game. And like I said, the final player we'll go over is Scott Bain. Now, if we go into here, we'll have a look at his premiership stats. He started 36 games, only conceded 22 goals, which is incredible. 19 clean sheets as well. Obviously, the goalkeeper ratings, they're a little bit weird, but a 6.87 is a relatively strong average rating for a goalkeeper over a season, so I'm very happy with him. One other thing to mention is Gordon is going to retire at the end of the season. I thought this would sort of be the case if we didn't play him. And yeah, unfortunately, his staff attributes, as you can see, are absolutely woeful. Would have been nice to bring him back as a coach, but yeah, it's not going to happen. Possibly Scott Brown. We'll have to wait and see when he retires. I have started retraining him as a ball-playing centre-back, so hopefully next season he'll develop in that sort of position and at least become accomplished. I think accomplished would be a pretty good, position for him to sort of take up as sort of a backup centre-back. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode, guys. Make sure you tune into the next one. The William Hill Scottish Cup final against Hearts. Of course, they just beat us 3-2. So we want to get a bit of revenge and win the double in our first season. Won the Premiership today. Can win the Scottish Cup final next episode. I'm looking forward to it. Don't forget to give the video a like, guys. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. And apart from that, as always, take it easy and goodbye.